couldn't stay away either, huh? Whoa. You haven't been here all night, have you? Have you? Oh, say, who's playing?
Yeah, the Lakers and Golden State. Tell me, when was the last time either one of us showed up to work at Case on a Sunday?
Sunday. I think it was about 4 years ago, wasn't it? Yeah. When the donuts kept disappearing every morning right after 7 o'clock after delivery. Real serious stuff on that one.
Funny, wasn't it the janitor from third shift who got busted?
Yeah, that's Jimmy. He'd come in, or when he was, not so much when he was coming in, but when he was leaving, he'd slip out right past the fresh donuts and grab them. Yeah, good guy. Anyway, that wasn't so bad.
Weren't you the one who solved that case?
Yeah, I was the one who solved that case. Yeah.
Because you were the first one in at 7:15 every single morning to get your pick of the donut?
Well, you know what they say. Early bird catches the jelly-filled donut, at least in that case.
Well, what do you make of this case? This is an odd murder.
It was. And I suppose that's why we're here this morning, most of us, but it doesn't make much sense. I mean, the form of murder, I mean, it was crude, barbaric. It's got to be one of the worst ways to die. I mean, quite frankly, this one's got me befuddled ever since Friday. Befuddled. Yeah.
And why? The big thing was Jesus. All I've heard about him on the news, TMZ, CNN, is that he was a simple man. He claimed to be God in the flesh. He taught about love. He healed the sick.
Healed the sick?
He spoke of relationship with God. He hung out with the marginalized and those society shunned. For goodness sakes, the man was a poster child for random acts of kindness. Of all people, why him?
You know, I don't know. But what I do know is that we've got a corpse in there, and what I'm not sure of is if it was the nails in his hands and feet, or if it was the gash in his side that caused his ultimate death.
What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking that the initial assailant might actually get off the hook if we could prove that he died from that gash in his side. I mean, death by exsanguination. You know, maybe he would have survived. I don't know, but certainly when the thoracic cavity was lacerated, all chances of survival were literally drained away.
Literally drained, yes. The initial observations did suggest loss of blood and water. What appeared to be a stabbing. And I know the wound in his side, it showed that it was at least an hour and a half after he was nailed to the cross.
Yeah, and what I have is that, let's see here. Yeah, from the amount of blood loss from the time that he nailed on the cross and compare that to the amount of total blood loss, it's assumed that the stabbing in all likelihood, he was near death anyway. But I posted the TOG at, I think it was 3 p.m. on Friday.
You also recall when he came in, the initial review of the mutilated body showed unusual strips of torn off skin all the way down to his back ribs. I have never seen anything like that before, but that could definitely explain the high loss of blood.
Yeah, well, regardless though of the means, the torn skin on the back or the nails through the hands or even the gash, I mean, he was destined to die.
So we're left with a dead body, but no motive.
Well, no motive, but I certainly see plenty of signs of premeditation. I think the perpetrator definitely wanted him dead. You don't just perform those kinds of acts on the spur of the moment.
So the strips that were ripped off his back, the fact that he was nailed to the cross, I think points to more than one person. One person held him and whipped him, held his hands and nailed him to the cross. Okay, so you're going with more than one person. Okay, I'll go with that. Because not to mention the fact that he had to be hoisted up on the cross. I mean, I believe the Vic went about 40, don't you think? So I concur that this is definitely the work of more than one person. Have we done a search of foreign organic substances on the body?
Well, not yet, but what are you hoping for?
Well, in his struggle, in the being whipped, in the forcing of hands being nailed, maybe there are some remnants, of the attacker's skin on tips. We could send that data over coded to hope for a DNA match.
Oh, sure. I mean, we'll go standard operating procedure on this one. I mean, typically, you'd expect some defensive moves or some evidence that there was defense. But I didn't see any. But I'd still say we check under the nails for some remnant epithelials, and even if it's a small amount, we can always fire up the thermocycler, do a PCR, spread it out with electrophoresis. I mean, we'll run the standard tests. Let's go with that.
You know, we should also check his hair for any epithelials as well as dried fluids. Observations of the initial crime scene, they indicated that his beard was full of dried sweat and saliva. And I don't know, I mean, just looking at those alone, we would cross-reference those to see if we got a match to his own body fluids or if they would direct us to those of the assailant. Anything else, I'd say we send it over to Trace.
Yeah, I agree. Just started watching the land of the case. I mean, this guy is all over the news. I mean, it's worldwide. Even today, Sunday of all days. Man, I had to wade through the paparazzi just to get here from the parking garage.
Yeah, you know, stories of this guy have been interesting. I saw a YouTube video that went viral, and even his name makes you think.
What was that again? Jesus? Boy, not all guys with that name.
Yeah, it means Savior. There are prophecies of his coming that he would claim to be Son of God.
Yeah, and it seems to me I have some people call him Emmanuel, and apparently that means God with us. So do you have any history of his childhood?
Taking a look here. Not much. A little up to age 12. He had the highest scoring IQ ever. He liked to astonish professors at Harvard and Yale and challenge them. Looks like he worked as a cabinet maker up to 3 years ago. Looking at this, man, we really do not know much.
Well, we do know something, and that is not everyone like him.
Well, obviously, he's dead. Do you know what is interesting, though?
What?
Well, you know, in all the clips that I've watched, this one on CNN stuck out the most. In passing, the guy mentioned that he would rise from the dead in 3 days.
Rise from the dead in 3 days? Okay. Tuesday on Friday, Saturday. This is Sunday. This is day 3, the 3rd day. Let's take a look at the body. I'll get this.
The body is gone.
What?
Where's the body?
Your regularly scheduled broadcast to bring you this breaking news. People are claiming that they have seen the man named Jesus, the one who claimed to be God in the flesh, the Savior. Over 500 people have reported seeing the man who only 3 days ago was brutally killed. For more news, please go to foxnews.com.